Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and the Restless official 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The week on the Young and the Restless takes a dark, emotional, and utterly heartbreaking turn as Lily Winter's world comes crashing down in a storm of betrayal, deception, and shattered love. After years of rebuilding trust with Kane Ashby, after countless tears, reconciliations, and second chances, Lily's fragile hope for a happy ending is destroyed when she uncovers the terrible secret Kane has been hiding. This isn't just a misunderstanding or a mistake. It's a life-altering revelation that threatens not only their marriage but the very foundation of who Kane truly is. What Lily discovers will change everything she thought she knew about the man she once called her soulmate. It all begins innocently enough when Lily stumbles upon something she was never meant to see. At first, it's just a phone call, one Kane takes in hushed tones, his voice trembling as he insists he can't talk right now. Lily's instincts, those same instincts that once helped her survive her father's death and rebuild her life, start whispering warnings. She brushes them off at first. After all, Kane promised he'd changed. He swore there were no more lies, no more secrets. But soon, a pattern emerges, Kane disappearing at odd hours, mysterious text messages, evasive answers when she asks where he's been. Then comes the email. While preparing a presentation for Chancellor Winters, Lily opens a shared folder on Kane's laptop, one she believed was strictly for work. But instead of corporate files, she finds a string of encrypted documents and a hidden folder labeled Confidential. Do not open. Her curiosity is innocent at first, she just wants to know what Kane's been hiding, thinking maybe it's something harmless. Yet when she clicks the file, what she finds nearly stops her heart. The documents detail a series of offshore transactions connected to a shell company, one tied to a man Lily recognizes from Kane's past, Colin Atkinson. The same Colin who once dragged Kane into a world of con jobs, deception, and criminal schemes. It seems Kane has once again been dealing with his father behind Lily's back, and worse, the money trail suggests something far darker than she ever imagined. There are payments, falsified records, and even evidence that Kane used Chancellor Winter's resources to move money through a hidden account. At first, Lily can't believe it. This can't be happening. Not again. Not after everything they've survived, the cheating, the scandals, the heartbreak. She confronts Kane calmly at first, asking if there's something he wants to tell her. But when she sees the flicker of panic in his eyes, she knows. Her voice trembles as she says his name, and he looks at her with the guilt of a man who's been caught. Lily, he begins, his tone pleading, I can explain. But she's heard those words too many times before. What did you do, Kane? She demands, her voice breaking as tears begin to fall. What did you lie about this time? And then the truth spills out like poison. Kane admits he's been secretly working with Colin again, not out of greed, he claims, but out of desperation. Colin had resurfaced, blackmailing him with information that could ruin not only Kane but also Devon and the entire Winters family. Apparently, Kane had once signed a fraudulent document years ago that tied him to one of Colin's illegal ventures, and Colin threatened to expose it unless Kane helped him move funds through a new shell company. Kane thought he could handle it quietly, fix the mess before anyone found out, but of course, secrets like this never stay buried. Lily is devastated. Every word feels like a dagger twisting deeper into her chest. She trusted him again after all the infidelities, after all the lies, after all the pain he caused her with Juliet, the fake identities, and the schemes. She believed this time was different, that Kane had finally grown into the man he promised to be. But once again, his dark past has followed them into the present, shattering the fragile peace they built. As Kane pleads for forgiveness, Lily's anger ignites into pure heartbreak. You lied to me again, she cries, her voice shaking. You told me you were done with him. You swore you'd changed. How could you drag Colin's poison back into our lives? After everything he's done to us, after everything you've done to me, you still chose him over us? Kane's excuses crumble under the weight of her fury. He insists he did it to protect her, to protect their family, but Lily has heard this refrain before. What she hears isn't love, it's manipulation, fear, and weakness. Then comes the most shocking part of all. As Lily continues to dig deeper into the files, she discovers another devastating layer to Kane's secret. One of the accounts he used is in the name of a woman, S. Crawford, with whom he's been corresponding for months. The emails are personal, emotional, and intimate. At first glance, it appears Kane has been having an affair. When Lily confronts him about it, he freezes. His silence says everything. "Tell me the truth, Kane," she whispers, her voice barely holding together. "Who is she?" Finally, Kane confesses. The woman, Sophie Crawford, is not just a random name. She's the daughter of one of Colin's old associates, a woman Kane once had a brief relationship with during one of the periods he and Lily were separated. But what Kane never told Lily was that Sophie recently reached out to him, with a secret of her own. She claims Kane fathered her teenage son. The revelation hits Lily like a thunderclap. Her entire body goes numb, her knees buckle, and the room seems to spin. Kane, the man she trusted with her heart, might have another child he never told her about, and he's been secretly supporting them using laundered money to keep Colin from exposing the truth. Lily can barely speak. Her voice trembles as she says, "You have a son with another woman, and you hid him from me?" Kane collapses into tears, insisting he didn't know for sure, that he's been trying to get a DNA test quietly before telling her. He swears he didn't mean to betray her, that he was just trying to protect their family from another scandal. But Lily can't hear him anymore. The words echo in her head like a nightmare: another child, another lie, another betrayal. In one heartbreaking moment, Lily realizes that every time Kane said he was working late, every business trip he took alone, every vague message she overlooked, it was all connected to this. Her husband wasn't fighting for their marriage. He was living a double life. Lily's heartbreak is raw and visceral as she packs a small bag and walks out of the Chancellor mansion. Devon finds her hours later, sitting in her car, staring blankly out the windshield. She can't even cry anymore. She's numb, shattered, broken beyond words. When Devon gently takes her hand, she whispers, "He lied again, Devon. I believed in him, and he lied again." As word of Kane's betrayal spreads through Genoa City, the fallout is catastrophic. Jill is furious when she learns what Kane has done, fearing that his actions could drag Chancellor Winters into another public scandal. Devon, meanwhile, vows to protect Lily from any further humiliation, even if that means cutting Kane off completely. Kane tries to make amends, begging Lily to listen, to understand, to see that he never stopped loving her. But for Lily, love isn't enough anymore. Trust is gone, respect is gone, and the pain is too deep to ignore. "I can't do this anymore, Kane," she tells him through tears. "I can't keep saving you from yourself." Kane falls to his knees, sobbing, as Lily walks away. The image of her back turned, strong but broken, is a haunting one. It's the end of an era, the death of a love story that once seemed unbreakable. But the story doesn't end there. In the days that follow, Lily discovers something else buried deep in Kane's files, an unsigned letter addressed to her. In it, Kane admits he was planning to confess everything but couldn't bring himself to risk losing her again. He writes about his fear of being the man who ruins everything he touches, his guilt over Juliet's death, and his terror that Lily will never look at him the same way again. Reading those words, Lily feels a wave of conflicting emotions: pain, love, anger, and pity. She knows Kane is broken, haunted by his past, but she also knows that she can't keep sacrificing her peace to fix him. For once, Lily chooses herself. In the final moments of this emotional arc, Lily stands in Chancellor Park, staring out over the lake where she and Kane once renewed their vows. She whispers, "Goodbye, Kane," as a single tear rolls down her cheek. She's heartbroken but resolute. The woman who once defined herself by her love for Kane Ashby is finally free from his lies. And as Kane watches from a distance, knowing he's lost the only woman who ever truly believed in him, he's left with nothing but regret, and the ruins of the life he destroyed with his own secrets. This week's storyline will leave fans breathless as The Young and the Restless delivers one of its most emotionally explosive chapters in years. Lily's strength will inspire, Kane's downfall will devastate, and the shocking truth will echo through Genoa City long after the dust settles. Because in the end, one thing is clear, no secret stays buried forever, and for Kane Ashby, the cost of his lies may be losing the one person who ever truly loved him. The storm that tore through Lily and Kane's world refuses to calm. In the aftermath of the truth being exposed, the air in Genoa City is thick with tension, heartbreak, and unresolved pain. Lily Winters, the once hopeful and forgiving woman who believed in redemption and second chances, now finds herself standing at the edge of a life she no longer recognizes. Kane Ashby's secret, his connection to Colin, the money laundering, the possible child he never confessed to, has not only destroyed her trust but has shattered the illusion of safety she once clung to. For days, Lily keeps her distance, throwing herself into work at Chancellor Winters, pretending everything is fine when her heart is in pieces. She sits in her office, staring at the framed photo of her family, Kane, Maddie, Charlie, and herself, smiling during better days. Each time she looks at that photo, she feels a knife twist in her chest. The love that once anchored her now feels like a chain she's been dragging behind her for years. Devon notices immediately. He tries to reach her, gently suggesting she take some time off. You don't have to hold it together for everyone else, he tells her. Let yourself break if you need to. But Lily shakes her head. If I stop, I'll fall apart completely. I need to keep moving. Meanwhile, Kane is spiraling. The weight of his lies has finally crushed the carefully constructed life he tried to hold together. He's been staying at the athletic club, drowning in guilt and regret. He barely eats, barely sleeps. Each time he tries to call Lily, she declines. He leaves message after message, pleading, apologizing, begging her to hear him out. But Lily has nothing left to say. Then one evening, Jill Abbott storms into his suite. She doesn't knock, she simply bursts in, holding a stack of printed documents, proof of Kane's offshore accounts and the forged signatures tied to Chancellor Winters' ledgers. Her expression is pure fury. Do you have any idea what you've done? She shouts, slamming the papers onto the table. You didn't just risk your marriage, you risked this entire company. You could have dragged Devon, Lily, and me into another corporate scandal. After everything we've built. Kane tries to explain, but Jill cuts him off. Don't you dare feed me excuses about protecting the family. This isn't protection, Kane, this is self-destruction. And you've dragged everyone else down with you. Tears fill Kane's eyes as he admits that Colin had him cornered. Jill's anger falters for a moment at the mention of her ex-husband's name. That bastard never stops, she mutters bitterly. But when Kane says Colin used the threat of exposing his possible illegitimate son to manipulate him, Jill's fury returns. You should have come to me. To Lily. To Devon. But instead, you lied again. You always lie, Kane. Her words slice through him like glass. Jill's disappointment hurts even more than her anger. When she storms out, Kane collapses on the bed, shaking. For the first time, he realizes he might have lost not only his wife but everyone who ever believed in him. Across town, Lily finally gathers the courage to visit Devon's penthouse, seeking solace. He welcomes her with quiet warmth and a protective embrace. She finally lets the tears fall, confessing how hollow she feels. He looked me in the eyes and swore he was done lying, she whispers. I wanted to believe him so badly, Devon. I wanted to believe the man I loved was still in there. Devon, ever the voice of reason and compassion, reminds her that she's not to blame. You gave him every chance to be honest, he says softly. Kane made his choices. You can't save someone who keeps choosing the same pain. Lily nods, but part of her still aches. Deep down, she remembers the Kane who once fought for her, who stood by her when she went to prison, who helped raise her children, who loved her through her darkest days. That man feels like a ghost now, but ghosts have a way of haunting the heart. In the following days, the story takes a dramatic twist when Devon receives a call from his legal team, The SEC has flagged suspicious activity linked to Chancellor Winter's accounts. Someone tipped them off anonymously. The moment Devon hears the words money laundering, his heart sinks. He knows exactly where this is leading. When Devon confronts Kane about the investigation, Kane admits the truth. "It's my fault. I did it. I thought I could fix it before anyone found out." Devon is furious, his voice trembling with disbelief. "You didn't just betray Lily, you betrayed this family, Kane. I trusted you. You were like a brother to me." Kane lowers his head. "I never meant for any of this to happen." But Devon isn't interested in apologies. He warns Kane that the legal consequences could be severe and that if he doesn't come clean, Devon will have no choice but to report everything himself to protect the company. The look in Devon's eyes tells Kane that this isn't personal anymore, it's about survival. As word spreads, Genoa City begins to buzz with rumors. Business rivals whisper about scandals brewing at Chancellor Winter's, and friends who once defended Kane start to distance themselves. Abby tries to console Lily, reminding her that she's strong, that she'll come out of this stronger. But Lily doesn't want to hear it. "Everyone keeps telling me I'm strong," she says quietly. "But I'm tired of being strong. I just wanted to be loved." Meanwhile, Kane decides he can't hide anymore. He contacts the SEC himself and arranges a meeting with their investigators, determined to confess before things get worse. He knows it won't save his marriage, but maybe it will save his soul. When he leaves the meeting, the look in his eyes is one of resignation. He's facing possible charges, public humiliation, and financial ruin. But the worst part, the part that truly kills him, is knowing Lily might never look at him again. Later that night, Kane finds himself standing outside Lily's home, staring at the light shining through the curtains. He hesitates for a long time before knocking. When Lily opens the door, the sight of him takes her breath away. He looks broken, haunted, exhausted, older somehow. She doesn't speak, just stares. "I turned myself in," he says quietly. "The SEC knows everything now. Colin's on the run, but I gave them what they needed. I wanted you to hear it from me." Lily's eyes fill with tears. "Why are you telling me this, Kane?" "Because I can't keep lying. Not to you. Not to myself." He swallows hard. "I know I can't fix this. I know I don't deserve another chance. But I needed you to know I'm not hiding anymore." For a long moment, silence hangs between them. Then Lily whispers, "It's too late, Kane." He nods, accepting her words like a final sentence. "I know," he says softly. "But I had to try." When he leaves, Lily closes the door and collapses against it, sobbing. The man she once loved more than anything has finally done the right thing, but far too late to save what they had. In the following days, the fallout continues. Chancellor Winters manages to avoid public scandal thanks to Devon's quick intervention, but Kane's reputation is destroyed. He resigns from all professional roles and disappears from the public eye. Rumors swirl that he's planning to leave town, maybe for Australia, to rebuild his life from scratch. Before he goes, he writes one final letter to Lily. In it, he doesn't beg for forgiveness, he simply thanks her for loving him longer than he deserved, for giving him a life he never thought he'd have, and for being the one person who always saw good in him even when he couldn't. The letter ends with the words, "You were my redemption, Lily. Even if I lost you, you saved me." When Lily reads it, she cries, not out of hope, but out of closure. For the first time, she feels a strange peace. She knows she'll never forget Kane, but she also knows she can't keep living in the shadow of his sins. She takes off her wedding ring, places it gently in a small jewelry box, and whispers, "Goodbye." Weeks later, Lily begins to rebuild her life. She focuses on her career, her children, and finding her own happiness again. Devon and Amanda rally around her, reminding her that she deserves light after so much darkness. She even agrees to join them for a family dinner, her first social outing since the scandal broke. But as Lily starts to heal, another twist emerges. Devon receives a call from a private investigator he hired to track Colin's movements. The investigator reveals something shocking: Colin was never the one who tipped off the SEC. The anonymous informant was Sophie Crawford, the woman who claimed Kane was the father of her son. It turns out Sophie discovered Kane's crimes and decided to expose him when he tried to cut ties. She vanished soon after, leaving behind only a cryptic note: "He's not who you think he is." When Devon shares this with Lily, she's stunned. Did Kane know Sophie betrayed him? Or did he still believe she and her son were innocent in all this? And if Sophie was lying about the child, what did she really want from Kane?